Welcome to the number one friendship podcast in the country. I'm Matt Ritter.
I'm Aaron Karo.
Guys, we are so excited about all the buzz and all of you who have already listened to our new audio original, The Buddy System. We created a roadmap to healthy friendship. Whether you're starting from scratch and you feel like you have no friends at all, or you've had friends your whole life but you kind of let them wither on the vine and you don't know how to reconnect, it's all there for you. So if you go to audible.com/the buddy system, if you're an Audible member, it's free. It's just a credit. And if you're not an Audible member, it's a free trial. So win-win either way. Okay, I'm super excited about the reaction, the feedback. How are you feeling about it?
I feel great. It feels like all our hard work paid off. Being in the studio, you and I just locked in a little soundproof booth for like a week.
Nothing Karo wanted to do less.
I know it was my worst nightmare, but as we've said before, I feel like it captures the voix de vivre of our relationship. It's funny. It's not your typical self-help book. It's funny. It talks about our backstory, like the tradition, the origin of the Man of the Year trophy dinner. And I think people are loving it, and people are going to continue to love it.
Yeah, and if you're, one of those people that are here, if you're listening to our pod, you're already here because, you have. Look, we all could be better at friendship, no matter how good you are at it. We call ourselves Apex Friends. I'm learning, I'm growing every day. It's really just about making it, part of your everyday life, just making sure friendship is part of it. I mean, we know from the longest study in history on lifespan and happiness that the number one indicator is relationships, the health of your friendships. So we're glad you're here. We're grateful you're here. And we're grateful to all those who have listened. And we'd love for you all to check it out. It's audible.com/the buddy system.
Matt, you were basically doing a segue into our topic within the plug.
The segue within the plug. Look, we get a lot of listeners. Basically, I'd say, I don't know, 30% of our questions or comments are just like, I'm too old. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. This is too hard. Like, am I doomed to just, not have any more friends because I'm 40 or I'm 50 or I'm 70 and my friends passed away and it just is what it is. I'm stuck. And we wanted to do an episode about making friends as you get older, when you're older, because we always talk about on this pod, it's never too late. And we're not just saying that. It's not just some cliche, because it is too late for some things in life. It is too late to, like become a scratch golfer potentially.
Really?
Right? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying some of these things like you're physically, like it is too late to run a, 5-minute mile or whatever you could possibly do when you were younger. I don't know. I'm just saying there's certain things that there are limitations on, right? There are physical things, right?
Well,
Like,
listen, it's too late for us to make Forbes under 30.
damn it. I was going to lie about my age and get us under 40.
We can't even. Yeah. I mean,
40 over 40?
There's no podcasters under 50 award.
40 over 40.
40 over 40.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, look, my point was, yes, there's things that life, goes on and you close some doors and you open other doors in life. And that's what life is. And so, yes, there are things that you age out of, and that's what it is. We can't play teenagers on a CW show anymore because CW has been bought out by a company that I think only plays like, I have no idea what they play, reality Fear Factor reruns. But friendship is timeless. And as you get older, you get wiser, and I think you get better at more discerning at making friends. It should be actually on some levels easier. What do you think?
Well, I just want to add to what you're saying about people writing to us and being like, "Well, it's too late for me to make a new friend. I'm too old for it." A corollary to that is because we're very privileged and fortunate. We've been friends for 39 years. People always say, "Well, I'm never going to have what you and Matt have because I don't have a friend from second grade." And we always say, "Well, you can make a lifelong friend today. you can make a day one friends if today is the first day. If you're 50 and you make a friend today, you could know them for 39 years.
Yeah. And I'll add to that. You don't need that length of time as you get older for the depth.
Right.
When you're 50 and you make a friend and you spend a consistent year with them, they feel like your best friend of your whole life. You're 70 and you're going to like, lunch every day or coffee every day with the same person for 3 months. That's like the equivalent of 5 years of friendship in your early years.
I mean, let's be honest, Matt. Our friendship from second grade through college, pointless.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the meat, like all the good stuff can happen when you're an adult can happen so much quicker. And so this idea that it's too late, it's like you're writing off all of your potential best friends ever in your life that you could ever have made from now till the rest of your life. They could all be made now.
Also, and we've talked about this, why do we have this group of friends from elementary and middle school to make up the Man of the Year crew? By default,
Yeah.
because they were standing there
Yeah,
when
they
we
were
were
there.
kids.
They happened to be there. Yeah.
Now,
So
yeah, now
no,
you get to
yeah, you get to choose. You get to choose
to
your
choose
friends. Yeah.
to
We're
choose your
stuck with
friends,
each other. No,
and
we
as I've
choose each
always
other
said,
again.
yeah, sorry, Matt. As I've always said, I would not choose Matt today because his personality he has a big personality. I don't like that in a friend. I like to dominate them. Um,
Cracks
uh,
me up.
but I don't know. I think there's something really like beautiful. Like God, I keep saying beautiful, beautiful about making a friend. And by the way, should we say our age?
46.
Wow, seems like a huge number. I actually thought we were 47. I forgot about that.
No, but it's a great look. I think it's a great age because we already are who we are. We are who we are, and we know what we like, we know what we don't like, and we know what our values are. And look, I feel like I've always been partially like just as comedians, whatever personality stuff, trying to impress people. I feel there's a lot less of that in my life. I want to take care of my family, and I want their respect, and that's who I care about. And my close friends, and that's it. And so, when I meet people, if I'm gonna become friends with them, you know, there's a lot of thought going into that, right? So it's like, but if I find somebody that I like, they could be a friend. I'm like, oh, this is great for me. This is going to be great for me. Again, you don't need that much. You don't need that. You don't need like hundreds of hours either. I don't think you do.
Matt, I don't even think I told you this. This is a great anecdote you're gonna love. So our friend Danielle, who we grew up with,
Yeah, of course.
she lived around the corner from me. She was either my first or second friend I've ever had in my life. There's a picture of us as like 1 month old together,
Wow. Wow.
and we're still friends. But my parents were friends with her parents. They lived around the corner, and we had the kids the same age. And they drifted apart over the decades, and they occasionally would see each other walking around the block. And my mom's like, I want to see them, I want to hang out with them again. So when they saw them, they got their number and they texted and they went on a double date. And now they've been on several double dates and now they're friends again.
Wow. That's amazing. That's
Like
amazing. That's awesome.
40 years later. But just the fact that my parents are 76
Yeah.
and they basically just made a new friend.
It's great. Listen, my mom goes to Quest. I think I mentioned this. It's like this adult school, education school, where they kind of teach each other lessons. And she's made several friends from it. It's 3 days a week, so it's very consistent. It's very regular. I mean, obviously, we always talk about finding your third place, having a consistent place to go to with like-minded people doing something you like, especially when you're older. You know what you like, right? So do the thing you like. Find people who are interested in that thing. There's people all over the country making insane friend, connections through pickleball these days. That's one, but there's a million other ones. But
We should
everybody
say
already knows this. I was going to say, people already know that there are old. Here's my issue, right? And this is what I want to tackle. Everybody who's listening, they already know that there's a lot of people out there playing pickleball and making friends in their 60s. So what is it that's stopping them from going, I'm going to go, find my golf, find my pickleball?
Right. And we should say find your golf is our catchphrase for finding a thing that you're passionate about. It doesn't have to be golf. Um, well, there's a lot of limiting beliefs that we have, and we just discussed them, that I'm too old to make new friends. And also, people don't want to be friends with me, or people don't want outreach, as we've already debunked. People like when you reach out to them, people like making new friends. Um, we've also talked about, listen, you could be in a different life situation. You're divorced, married, single, and the other person is not the same. Those are easily overcome.
Should we get into the listener question? Because I feel it's going to touch on a lot of this.
We'll be right back. Okay, guys, this is Asking for a Friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram at Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer it on the show. Matt, take it away.
Karo, you're going to love this. Matt and Karo, I just turned 42, and honestly, most of my friendships have either fizzled out or turned into group texts where nobody hangs out. I work a ton. I've got 2 kids. My social life is basically birthday parties and carpools. I miss having actual friends and grab a beer with or call when something big happens. How do we even start building friendships again at this age without feeling awkward or desperate?
And this question comes from a rat mitter.
42, I wish.
You look 32.
Very nice.
Can you repeat the last sentence?
How do I make building real friendships again at this age? How do I build them without it feeling awkward or desperate? So that's the crux. I think that was what I was going to get to with you, is I think a lot of our listeners know they can do it. It's this awkward or desperate thing that gets in their way.
Yeah, I mean, this is the age-old question of putting yourself out there, which is both friendship, romantic relationships. I mean, the desperation of it all, I would just say that's irrelevant. I mean, that's making friends is not desperate, and nobody who you want to hang out with is going to think you're desperate. That's just a thing you've made up in your head.
And I'll add to that I acknowledge that it does feel awkward and it does feel, but we talked about this, and I don't remember if we put in the audible or not. You're not looking for the one. You're looking for a one. So I understand, you go on a date with a romantic partner. It feels awkward. If it doesn't work out, you feel rejected, dejected, low self-esteem stuff. I'm just describing Karo's recent dating history, but for a friend, if they just aren't into you, like, okay, no big deal. Just move on to the next.
Yeah, and right, the stakes are lower than a romantic relationship. Yeah. I mean, I also think this writer has the person who wrote in has kids. I mean, use those kids as pawns.
That's what I did. That's what I do every single day of my life.
Yeah, I mean, you've got. We always talk about how school, when we were in school ourselves, that's a built-in friend-making machine. But now your kids are in school.
Yeah, but I like what you said about the awkward thing. It's like the people who judge you, they're not meant to be your friend. The slight shamelessness of it, of like putting yourself out there, the people who appreciate it, those are the ones that you should double down on. Those are going to be the ones who you're going to want to be friends with, right?
Should we we haven't done this in a little while, talk about a couple of actual concrete steps? Like,
okay.
One of the things
yes.
One of the things we talk about in the Audible original is, first of all, you're identifying people you already know that aren't friends.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be your kids' friends. This could be, your kids' parents, neighbors, coworkers, people. I think we defined a fringe friend as someone who you know their name and they know your name, but you're not like homies.
Plus, you have good feelings about them. So you're starting with this. I have this sense this person could be my friend.
Exactly. If you hate the person, don't try to become friends with them. And all you're going to do is you're going to get some digis. Get some digis, I think we say in the Audible original, which is making a recommendation or asking for a recommendation or sending pictures or getting pictures, something like that. Like you're starting a conversation, and again, you're like, oh, do you have any recommendations for X, or I have some advice for you, and then you exchange numbers.
Yep, that's great. Here's another one. Take it out of the place that you keep seeing them. So if it's just school pickup or it's just the playground, be like, this is great, man. I love hanging out. Let's go do this at let's go get a drink at a bar one time, or let's just, You want to go catch a game sometime. Just something so that it's not just continuously like that we both accept we will only see each other when this thing happens.
Right. It's sort of the invisible barrier I think we talk about
Yeah,
in the Audible original of like, well, they're carpool friends, so they're just carpool friends. I'm like, who
right.
says?
Step over that invisible barrier and you will open up a whole new world of friendship. Um, some
You
other
kind of
ones.
just sounded like, come with me to a land of, but I also just think that again, it's a case by case basis. The person that you are making outreach to, like, you need to get out of your head that they don't want you. They don't want, everyone loves new friends, you know?
Can we talk about this? And this is one of the things I've maintained since we started this pod 3 years ago. That as you get older, you don't even necessarily need these people to be the perfect friend. Like you have gaps, maybe you may just have gaps in your life, right? A lot of my parent friends, they're very busy. They may not have time to add a new best friend into their life, but they may really need a walking buddy. They may really need somebody to just grab an early morning coffee with. They may really need somebody who's just down to go see 90s rock bands. Anybody?
Matt loves a low key hang. Matt maybe needs someone to go to Target with or wherever, whatever he does.
What
Like,
does a Karo need? What does Karo need?
yeah, what do I need? I mean, listen, I don't have a lot of gaps right now.
Right. I know, but if you did, what's one of your? I mean, I don't really either, but I'm just proposing these as gaps.
Well, that's what's interesting is that friends will come along if someone tickles you in a certain way. It doesn't really matter, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they amuse you or they're fun, like you make room for them.
Right. Right. And that's the thing, right? It's your circle of life that you can fit in or not fit in, whoever you want to fit into your circle, right? This is whatever you need. But I do think, a lot of people are like it's all or nothing. It's like, I don't know. Kind of like this guy. He's fun, but I don't know that he's going to be my best friend. Okay, then great. Then he's not going to be your best friend. If you're only in the market for a best friend, then that's not him.
Right. Because the beauty of it, the great thing about knowing people is those people know other people. So
Totally.
you make a friend, that friend knows other people. Maybe you meet one of those friends.
Well, we didn't talk about that as, what are the ways, to make friends older in life. It's like, well, if you already have, you can, there's a couple of things. You can connect with, this listener who was like, hey, I have, most of my friendships are just group text when nobody hangs out. Like, okay, so take some initiative. Why isn't it on you to take it out of the group text? It's as much on you as it is anybody else on that chain to take it out, right? We always say be the friend is, one of our number one piece of advice. So everybody seems to be waiting around for friendship to fall into their lap. It's not going to. As you get older, it's really, really not going to. So if you want to avoid the loneliness epidemic, I suggest taking some of our advice. This isn't reinventing the wheel here, but it is taking a little bit of initiative.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it actually sounds like this question asker has a lot of potential. I mean, if you're on a group chat with people, it's all about just not being a little bit more proactive instead of just waiting to be invited to things. There's no reason why you can't be doing the inviting.
Yeah, and look, again, it goes back to like, what are you doing in terms of your efforts and energy outside of, okay, so you have a wife, two kids, so do I. You could definitely just accept you don't have time for friends in that rubric, which is maybe what a lot of his friends are like. All right, I got my wife, I got my kids, blah, blah, blah. But on some level, those guys are probably also, you know, not super happy with, their day to day. There's going to be moments where their wife's away or the kids are at school and like they're lonely and they don't have people to do the things they used to do with. That's why I started a basketball league. I wanted to have some sort of physical activity with other men, once a week, and it's just a consistent thing. And we don't always hang out after. Every once in a while we do, but it just
Yeah.
fills that check mark in my, oh, something's missing. This guy said I just want to have The thing he wants is so available to him. That's the amazing thing about friendship, right? All the things that most of our listeners are asking for that they don't have are super attainable. This isn't a podcast where it's like, oh, I want to become a billionaire. Um, I've got $27 in the bank. Like you're it's right there for you.
Yeah.
So for our listener, I just want you to realize like it's right there. You can take your existing friends. You can take what Karo just said, friends of friends. If the immediate group of friends is not available or they're not making themselves available, and you like some of their other friends that like, go through your phone.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're not desperate and maybe it's awkward, but at the other end of that tunnel, you have a new friend. So I think it's worth it.
I think we answered it. Didn't you have? Do you have an article you wanted to share with me? There was.
Yes. Guys, that was asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question, send it to us on Instagram and we'll answer on the show. So, yeah, there was this great New York Times article called The One Quality Most Super Agers Share. And the basic gist was that, and now we're talking about, much older. Super agers are older adults, 80 plus, whose memory performance is comparable to people 20 to 30 years younger. And despite varied lifestyles like diet, exercise, and stress, the one trait that all of these super agers shared was strong, meaningful connections. They maintain distinctive neurobiological features like brain thickness, higher
Mm.
density of neurons. And, they go on to say it's not sure if it's causation or correlation, but basically there seems to be some sort of link between healthy older people and strong friendships.
Obviously, I love to hear this.
And
Feeds into
this,
everything we're saying.
yes, and this dovetails. Matt, I'm not sure if you named it specifically, but Matt was referencing the Harvard longitudinal study, which showed that the number one predictor of health, happiness, and longevity is the strength of your relationships. I mean, it does make sense. I mean, when you're with people, it makes you feel good. And when you're having conversations and you're, feeling challenged, it builds your brain. I mean, it's kind of like when we are working on something, tough and sophisticated, makes you stronger, builds you up.
I mean, I definitely want to think first and foremost the dopamine hits you're getting from
Yeah.
it, the natural dopamine that's going through your brain. That's great. But I want to believe too that yeah, you're forming new neurons, you're thinking, but you're also remembering things. You're having like shared memories.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that goes on in your mind when you're with your friends.
I
In
also
your
think
brain.
you're probably more physically active when you've got buddies to do stuff with.
Yeah, I always think of the Hollywood guys, like the Carl Reiner, Mel Brooks friendship. I always see every time I see, those super old Hollywood legends, it does seem that they always have like other super old buddies that they're hanging out with.
Yeah. Norman Lear.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's crazy too. I mean, like, God, I can't even imagine still working at their, age. But like, it's a tough business. So if you're still doing it in your 80s, and you're
Norman
with young.
Lear Norman Lear was doing it what? Till 99, 100? I don't
No,
even know.
I think he was in his hundreds. He got an overall deal at
He had
100.
an overall deal at 100. That's so amazing.
But I think it just goes to show like the importance of what we're talking about, because Matt, we get listeners of all ages who are like, well, I don't need friends, especially guys. I don't need friends. I got my wife, whatever. I'll see them whenever. But like, it's actually going to save your life.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like, sometimes you're just so tempted to be like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Just like, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. We do it with empathy and kindness and we explain it to them. Sometimes it's just, we get that over and over where people are like, I don't need it. Nah, I don't need friends. Like, no, you're just wrong. You do.
Listen, I will say, because I'm a little bit more of a homebody than you are, there are times when I'm like, oh, I'm good. I don't need to do anything this weekend or do anything this week. But then when I do go see someone, even for an hour, you do get a real boost.
You rarely ever hear somebody go, yeah, I never need friends. And then they go out and see their friends and go, yeah, I was right. I don't need friends.
Right. You rarely go out with a friend and then afterwards go, I regret that.
Yeah. I think people need to think about that more. It's like, how did you feel when you just remember that feeling when you actually went out and hung out with somebody?
Yeah. Yeah. But again, it's as we get older, we have all these mechanisms that when we were growing up, school and work and living in a dorm, all that stuff where you just make friends automatically. It's tough. It's
But
tough
they
when you
should
get older.
go live in a dorm. Go live in one of those senior places. I do maintain proximity is a huge boost and a huge key. And so I'm very much a fan of like, do create your life as you get older. Do create your life around making it easier to make friends, making it easier to see people on a regular basis. Like, do join some sort of club that is near your house that you can get to on a regular basis.
Matt, should we just get graduate degrees?
In what? Just to go to school?
Yeah, let's go to
In
Arizona.
psychology?
No, maybe that. I don't know. Just get MBAs, go to Arizona State. I don't know.
I'm gonna I'm gonna broach this with Jess.
Well, there's
A
also
1 year
executive.
program. No, I can get a. I
Yeah.
think I would probably get a pass for a 1 year night school program.
I mean, night school's not going to be as
No,
fun.
nights and weekends.
There are executive education, executive MBAs and stuff like that.
Will you look into it at least? I feel like we could just check it out.
I wonder if that part of our brain still works.
No,
Like,
I don't. I mean, first of all, I don't even think it works for people that are that age anymore.
right. But we were pretty good at school.
No, I know we were, but I just think we're so far removed. Like, I know you took an SAT test or something like 20 years ago, but you think you'd do okay now?
Well, that's a little different than sitting in a classroom and like listening to a lecture.
Yeah.
I think you could get back into it pretty quickly.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, as I said, my mom's in this adult education class, but they're not grading people. It's not for.
So what is she? So is she teaching?
Yeah. So everybody learns something. Like, she'll teach about Walt Whitman or something.
Oh, so she learns and then she teaches.
Yeah, that's what's great about it. You have a responsibility to the class.
How many people are in it?
Hundreds.
Oh, it's online.
No, in person. It's in New York. I don't know how many are in each classroom, but there's hundreds of people that go to this place, Quest.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. I mean, your mom's a real Renaissance woman.
Yeah, but anybody could. I'm saying, like, that's open. That's available to people. Like, there's just so much available to you at any age to make friends. Our friend Bombay Claire just said she's playing mahjong.
Well, but with old people?
People of all ages.
Oh, I didn't she was going to mahjong like place?
No, to people's houses in LA.
Oh, with a mixed age group?
Yeah. I think she said there were 30 people that came to the last one.
Wow. Okay, so this is like some sort of organization.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's all these things you don't even thinking about, right? If you have an interest, there's a place for you.
You ever play mahjong?
No, she was telling me every year they change the cards. That's
the tiles, I think.
Yeah, the tiles.
I wrote a script that there was a mahjong scene in it, so I had my mom teach it to me because she plays. I mean, teach it to me. It's impossible to learn. I mean, it doesn't.
Right.
It's
right. No,
speak about going to grad school. I mean, mahjong.
No, not gonna happen.
Okay,
so I think in summary, you're not too old. You can make friends. Doesn't have to be all or nothing. Don't be ashamed. Don't be embarrassed. Don't feel awkward, because the person who you're going to be friends with is not going to judge you for it.
Yeah, and by the way, this applies. We're kind of all over the place with our age bracket. I mean, this is from 40s on
to hundreds.
Into the hundreds. Like Norman Lear, get an overall deal. I can't get an overall deal.
Oh, I'm so jealous. You made me so angry. That's all I can think about.
And
my agent was like, sorry, they can't. They gave Norman another overall. There's no money.
Oh, God. And then we'll just mention one more time, guys, check out our Audible original at audible.com/the buddy system. And you could grab our merch at manoftheyearpodcast.com. All right, guys, and please let us know. Hit us up on Instagram. Let us know about your friendship making in your older age. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends.
Love you, buddy.